This is Ego's 56 volt, 52 centimeter self-propelled battery mower. My old petrol mower has finally given up. So I've decided to expand the Ego collection. So today I'm going to take a look at what you get in the box, the features of the mower. Obviously we're going to put it to the test, and then once I've had enough time using it, I'm going to give you my thoughts. So I've got the charger, the battery. So this kit comes with a 56 volt, 7.5 amp hour lithium battery. One thing I've noticed with the batteries charging on the other Ego stuff I have is they're incredibly noisy when they're charging. Although it is fairly quick. Steel framing, which I assume is for the catcher bag. Instruction manual, catcher bag, and then the mower itself. Oh, it's actually quite heavy. All right, let's unfold it, see what we've got. Nice operation for that. Nice and easy. This will just extend out. Have not read any instructions. It's nice and easy. One thing I like about the Ego is all the adjustable parts of it are in green, so it's kind of intuitive. So we've got a plastic deck, which I don't love the idea of, but apparently they're pretty good, so we'll see how that goes. Battery compartment in there. 7 levels of height adjustment. A rear discharge flap that opens up. We've got a mulcher plug in here. And then up here, we've got the speed controls, power, and various other functions. So now I'm going to put the catcher bag together. This slides into here. And I have to say, this does feel a little bit sort of cheap. This also feels a little bit cheap and plasticky. There's a few different things. For the price point, probably would have expected it to feel a little bit better quality. I guess once it's all together, it feels okay. It just drops into place. So that is it all set up now. There's a few different levels of adjustability on this handle. So you can come down to a middle position, which is probably going to be too low for me. And then it comes down, I suppose, if you're really short or a kid, then maybe. And then it also easily goes up. You can fold that down. Take that out. One of the nice things about it being electric is you can store it however you want without having to worry about where the oil's going to go. While we've got it up on the side, we can have a look underneath here. So they've got their dual blade system that they call the select cut system. Again, quite a few sort of plasticky parts in here. So not loving it in terms of, you know, around above the blades there, but we'll see how it holds up. So I think now we'll chuck a battery in it, take it outside and see how it goes. Okay, to get this thing running, there's a key that goes in here, some sort of safety device, I guess. I suppose if you have kids, that might be handy. And then the battery just slides into there and clicks into place. So up on the handles, we've got a dial which we can use to control the speed of the self-propelled motors. And then by pushing either of the buttons on the back, we can make the mower go forward. And then to engage the blades, it's a bit of a weird combination of push the power button down and pull this handle and hold it in. Which seems a little bit clunky for me coming from a petrol mower, but we'll see how that plays out. So now let's do some mowing. So I've tested it out in the backyard and it worked pretty well. I'm going to put the mulching plug in now, test it out in something slightly thicker, and then we're going to try it out in something even longer and thicker again. So I've had a couple of months now to test out the mower and I'm ready to give my thoughts. And first thing I noticed is just how quiet this thing is. And it's actually a little bit annoying because I just bought a new set of Bluetooth earmuffs and I don't actually need to use them with this. Now I am a big fan of the cordless battery versus petrol. So much quieter, so much easier, not messing around with fuel, and there's no fumes as well. In terms of performance, I've found this goes as well, if not better than most petrol push mowers I've used. That said, I did have a couple of instances when I was putting it to the test in the paddock where I actually stalled it. And the interesting thing was the grass wasn't actually that long and I didn't have it that low. And that happened a couple of times and I'm not really sure why. I did have the mulcher plug in, so maybe it was getting a bit caught up there. And interestingly as well, when I really pushed it into some long, thick stuff with the catcher on, it handled that completely fine, didn't even bog down. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. Overall though, with normal week-to-week mowing in a residential yard, I found it did a great job. In terms of battery life, I've been using the 7.5 amp battery that came with the mower, and I've been able to do my residential yard 3 times before it goes flat. And I've timed it, it takes 17 minutes each time. So that's 51 minutes of battery life that I've been getting out of it, which is bang on the 50 minutes they advertise with that battery. That said, the grass hasn't been particularly long, it's been regular mowing. And one thing you do notice is when you hit longer grass, you hear it spool up and start working harder. So if you're pushing it through longer, thicker grass, it's definitely not going to last as long. Another good thing is the batteries are super quick and easy to change out, and they're also relatively quick to charge. I found the 7.5 amp battery takes about an hour to charge from completely flat to full. I did get the self-propelled version of the mower, and for me personally, that's probably overkill for what I need, but I do find that you can actually push it really easily. It disengages as soon as you're not using it, so you can just push it like a regular mower. But depending on your use, you may not need the self-propelled feature. The mower does have headlights, which is honestly more of a gimmick, but I guess if you're finishing mowing on dusk, it does give you a little bit of light. And with the batteries, I suppose, why not throw those in there? In terms of price point, I definitely think it's overpriced for what it is and what else you can get for the money. But if you are keen on one of these, definitely keep your eye out for the redemption offers they have. I managed to get myself a free blower and another 2.5 amp battery. So made that sting the hip pocket a little bit less. I'm a little bit skeptical of the plastic deck and some of the plastic components, but so far so good. I think time will really tell with that one. Overall, I think this is a great residential mower that gives you a great cut, plenty of power without the fumes, the smell, or the noise.